Hi, I'm Katie Boyko from PeptideMatchIO. And today on Peptide Perspectives, we are going to talk with Payton Miller, who, full disclosure, she also works at PeptideMatchIO. But her story is so amazing that I wanted everyone to hear it. And when she told me about her journey with peptides, I just instantly wanted everyone to know about this because I haven't heard a story so drastic like this, and gave me a new perspective of how peptides have really helped people and changed their lives. So that seems like a pretty bold statement to say, changing someone's life. But Payne,
But it's the truth.
yeah, can you explain to everyone, your experience using peptides and how it's helped you?
Yeah. So I was a GLP girl. I loved a good GLP-1. That's kind of what I got started on. And the thing is, I started taking them because I weighed about 230 pounds. I was a big girl. This was about 2 or 3 years ago. And I just wanted a change. I wanted something different. I didn't want to feel the way I felt all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and as a woman, like you look in the mirror and you're just, other people may not notice it, but you notice it and it bothers you. And I was just tired of feeling not confident, not myself. And so I ended up going to a provider, actually, not the gray market. And I got on semaglutide and I ended up losing 100 pounds. So I actually weighed in today just so I could tell you how much, exactly what it was today. And I weighed in this morning at 128.2. And the last, about 2 years ago, I was 130.2. So on the dot, today, lost 100 pounds.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So you were in college?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you were in college. Did you work out already? Tell me about your journey to try to lose weight without peptides and the struggles that you felt like you couldn't lose weight. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I was an athlete all my life. I played volleyball for 14 years. So I played for a really, really long time. And one thing I wish my coaches would have taught us as girls, but just as athletes better was your health is extremely serious. And if you do not prioritize your health, you will prioritize other things over that. And those other things may not be beneficial to you in the long run. And so I grew up playing volleyball. And then my senior year, I stopped. And I just kept eating like an athlete, kept living like an athlete, but not working out at all. And it just came on. So once I got into college, it was my sophomore, junior year of college. I remember this so well. We were sitting in my car with me and my mom outside of our house. Mm-hmm. And she looked at me and she goes, "Payton, you really let yourself go."
Oh my God.
And I know it's so
She's
so
gonna
bad.
hate that you just said that.
Oh, I know. Because she doesn't even remember saying it. But it was just and it didn't upset me. I was just but it was oh my gosh, I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Somebody else telling me that, being because you people, when you ask, do I look fat? Every girl's gonna be like, no, you look so good. And so that's just what I was told. And then finally it took somebody else telling me you need to figure it out. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's time.
And I don't think she was coming from it from a sense. I know your mom, so full disclosure, I know her too. She probably wasn't coming from it from you look bad. It's probably this health concerns.
No, yeah, that's definitely what it was.
Especially kids in college, and I think that you're not eating healthy. She probably just really cared about your health and overall health, your BMI, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sure she didn't say it to be malicious in the sense of pressuring you from an eating habits standpoint either.
Right.
I feel like you shared with me that you worked out really hard. You tried everything to lose weight, and nothing was working. So can you tell everyone about that?
Yeah, I tried so many different things. Semaglutide was definitely my last resort. So I tried eating out really, really healthy, only getting healthy food at the grocery stores. I tried fasting, which is starving yourself. And I tried, I got a bunch of different gym memberships. I think at one point I had 3 gym memberships just because I was something has got to motivate me. And just nothing was working. I tried pills, phentermine, I didn't care what it was.
Yeah.
I was I will put it in my body to feel confident.
Yeah.
I was just when you get to a state like that, you're just so desperate. Mm-hmm. And so you're I am down to try anything. Actually, the only reason why I ended up going to a clinic was because I saw a literal billboard that said weight loss, and it had a skinny girl with a ruler tape measure around her waist. And I was like, sick, let's try it. Like, this is my last ditch effort. Like, if not, I'm just going to be fat the rest of my life. Like, I don't know what else to do. So I walked in there, and it was actually, cool mention, family physician, Dr. Kelly Doggett in Stephenville, Texas. He's great. I went to him, and he was super nice. And he was like, yeah, like, your BMI is pretty bad. We're going to get you figured out. And like, was so supportive, got me exactly on what I needed to get on, which was peptides. And I didn't even know that semaglutide was a peptide. I just thought it was like, oh, Ozempic. Well, Ozempic is also a peptide. And so, but I was just so green to it that I just didn't even really understand what I was doing. I just saw results.
Yeah.
And it took me about 8 months to get down to where I was. And every time I went in, every month, I would just up my dose, up my dose, up my dose. And some people say that doesn't work for them. That worked great for me. And yeah, 8 months, I was down at least 70 to 80 pounds. And I was like, holy cow, like this is insane. It was just wild.
Okay. So I think it's important that we just touch on this, because you did also share with me the side effects that you had, because you were so desperate, and kind of, if you were to do it again, what would you change about how you did it and what you experienced from it? Because I think this is also interesting to share the other side of, taking semaglutide, of what happened to you too, that I think some people are like, oh, it's not worth it if you have those side effects. And if you went into it knowing those side effects, would you do it again?
I will say, and I'll look at the camera when I say this, I would do it 100 million times again for the side effects. Like, the payoff was so incredibly worth it. And yes, the side effects were bad. But it was 100% my fault, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't the peptide's fault. I would over inject myself, or I accidentally would do too much, or I would be dumb and not take it for 2 weeks and then do the same dose that I was doing before. And so it would just like derail me, and it sucks. Like, I've heard one of our coworkers call it getting Wegovied. It's like the same concept. It
Never
sucks.
heard that.
Oh my gosh, it's awful. Like, it's a pretty gnarly feeling, I won't lie.
So nausea, just feel like death, basically.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like, you literally feel like you're dying.
Okay.
But like, if I did it according to my protocol that my provider assigned to me, like, it was great. I've had no side effects.
Yeah.
And so, like, that would be the only thing of like, I think I get so frustrated when I see it in social media, or like why people are so scared to do things that put their health as a priority, is like, especially when it comes to peptides, they're like, I'm scared of the side effects. And it's like, there's not really a whole lot of side effects, mainly with the GLP-1s, but like every other peptide I've taken, I've had none. And that's me. Like, everybody's different.
Yeah.
But I hate that that's such a deterrent for people, and that they use the side effects to not get on GLP-1s or do peptides, because it depends on the person, and it also depends on if you're actually following your protocol.
Yeah.
So those are really important. Don't stray from those.
Yeah. So a lot of people might say, oh, I'm scared to take any type of, foreign something that hasn't been studied for a long time. And the part that shocked me the most when you were telling me your story was that you said, if it took a year off my life, I'd do it again.
Oh yeah. And that may sound so reckless, and I might get some hate for that, but I would do it again. Like, confidence that it's given me, I'm able to work out and not get out of breath. Like, I'm able to go on a run and not get out of breath. Like, I'm able to see like muscle definition when I work out. Like, that would not have happened without peptides. Like, I know, because I tried. And like, like when you're an athlete too, like, you know how to work out. Like, it's not that I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to eat. Like, my metabolism was just shot. And I would 110% do it again if it took years off my life, which it won't. But like, I was so desperate. And the payoff was great. Like, this is the most confident I've ever been, the best I've ever felt about myself. I'm able, and confidence radiates throughout, not just like, oh, I physically feel confident, but like, when you look good, you feel good. And that's just how it is. Like, in the gym, like, I wear makeup to the gym because look good, feel good. Like, when you look good, you feel good. And like, other aspects of your life become good whenever you prioritize like certain things about you that you should be prioritizing from the start.
So does this say your mental health is in a better state because of it too?
Oh yeah, like, if 100%.
Yeah.
Beforehand, like, I would find, because you're looking for any kind of validation that you look good. So like, you look for validation within either people or things. And now like, I look through validation within like my fitness and like the way I feel and like the people around me and like like myself. Like I try to validate myself because you just have that confidence to you. And it's just when you walk in a room, it moves different and you can tell. And so I would 100% do it again.
So, there's a lot of criticism of people using it, cheating with it or anything, but honestly, I feel like it's just like for you, it just unlocked something in you and who you are. I think as becoming a woman, being in college and really struggling and finding yourself, it sounds like from your story, I just wanted so important for you to share that with everyone because it's not about you being skinny. Like I don't even if you weren't, at 120 pounds, maybe it was 140, 50, whatever, just the fact that you're healthier and your mental health alone.
Right.
I mean, do you think like, are you at a weight where you don't want to lose anymore? Do you feel good enough? Are you going to continue to try to lose more weight? Because I think people might think, oh gosh, she's getting too skinny now.
It's off the rails.
Yeah.
No, and for sure, I got that actually a lot whenever I started losing weight because I think everybody was so used to seeing me big. I don't want to lose anymore. Like I think I'm like super healthy. I'm super proud of where I am. But my next goal actually, so one of my big goals whenever I was bigger that I just never thought I was gonna ever achieve was being able to bodybuild. And I was like, gosh, that takes like a lot of, stamina, a lot of discipline, you have to be insanely lean to be able to be on stage. And I was like, there's no way I'm getting to that point. And then, now I'm at that point and I'm like, holy cow, I can do this. Like, it's just a different kind of, like you unlock like one, this confidence, but like the ability to do other things that you could not do when you were overweight. And like, it's just crazy. It's so thrilling. Like, it's just awesome.
Yeah. I think I'm a mom, I'm a little girl. And I just think about if my daughter was ever at a mental state, that would be the most important thing, And like, I think that the fact that it's just changed who you are as a human and your confidence, like I don't think your mom ever meant to say something.
No.
But at the end of the day, she's probably like, I've got my Payton back.
Right.
Like she's not depressed. She's not upset. And, not just young women. This is women of all ages.
Right.
Me coming up, I'm not going to say how old I am, but I'll probably...
Not a day over 25, girl.
Yeah, that's what my kids said, right? No, but yeah. So, I mean, of all ages can relate to this. I have friends that have experienced the same thing in the confidence and the mental my mom specifically.
No, yeah. I think so I'm the digital marketing coordinator here and we do the social media and all of that. And one of our themes this week is perimenopause. And I think a lot too about like how as I get older, if I didn't get my weight in check now, that going through menopause, having children, going through all of these, like big adult things that you do when you get older, like that would have sucked. Like it would have sucked significantly more than it's going to suck. And that's another reason why I'm just glad I did it. Like pre-planning for your future of like, okay, when I have a child, like I'll be able to bounce back and like play with my child. Like I won't stay at that same weight, or like I'll be able to know like what kind of routine I need to get into to be able to have a healthy relationship with my child, as in like a health and fitness relationship. Like we can go on a run together and mom can do that. Like things like that. And so that was a huge thing for me, is like my future goals and plans of what I wanted to do, like have kids, be a mom, things like that. I was like, I want to be active and fit whenever I'm like 75. I'm like, I want to be one of those ladies that's like working out in the pool with her friend Joe, like just hanging out. I'm like, I want to do that. And so that was a huge thing for me. And then, like my happiness came back, because when you're that big, like the world, everything feels heavier, including you. Like you just feel the weight of everything, literally. And so like you're just mad at the world. Like you have an attitude, like you just are annoyed at everything because you're annoyed at yourself, like because you can't get it together. And so like, it's just made me like so much happier. And I don't even, funny enough, I actually told my mom the other day, I was like, do you remember saying that to me? And she was like, Peyton, I didn't say that. And I was like, yes, you did. I was like, but it was like, so like, I didn't take it at all in like you're talking about my weight. Like it was like just like a wake up call. Like I was like, no, I needed to hear that. Like maybe it hurt my feelings a little, but like I so needed to hear that, because if you wouldn't have said that, I would have been in the same boat. And so it's just, it's awesome.
There might be some other like, you really needed it because you were, at a weight that was unhealthy for you. But I'm just also thinking about these girls who look beautiful and are at a healthy weight, and them taking it thinking that they need to lose more when they don't need to lose more. I think that's the biggest fear that I have, I have a niece that I'm very close with, and, you know, I would never want her to take it. She doesn't need to take it.
Right.
So I think that there's so many instances, and the safety, and, you know, here what we do at PeptideMatchIO is we try to get people to get peptides through their provider. You know, that's the safest way to do it.
Right.
And if you at 120 pounds went to your provider and said, I want this, you know, they would say absolutely not.
Yeah, they would say negative.
Yeah. So I think it makes me feel good too that what we're doing here at PeptideMatchIO is encouraging people not to just take what you took and to lose weight. You know, like we don't want to get that blurred lines. You know, I'm sure people are probably commenting already before they got to this part of no, they're going to encourage all these young girls to lose more weight when they're already skinny enough, you know. That's not what we're trying to do. I think that's important distinction here is that you did it with a provider, they helped you, and they would never have given it to you unless you really truly needed it.
No, yeah. And even now, like I take Retta just to maintain and just for bodybuilding. So Retta and CJC. So I'm able to build my muscle mass, but also stay lean. But I take 5 milligrams extremely low dose, 10 units. I barely take anything. And so I'm not losing it. I'm not using it to lose anymore. So you have to know where your limit is. And that's what was nice about using a provider is he was like, okay, what's your goal? Yeah. And he was like, all right, once we hit your goal, you're done. Yeah. I'm not going to give this to you anymore. And I was like, of course, oh yeah, that's fine. And then I got to my goal and I was like, you know, typical girl. But I was like, I'm actually so glad that he did that because I would have kept going. And sometimes it takes that person to be like, no, stop. You have a goal and you need to get in the mental state. You don't need to be a toothpick. You need to be healthy. And that's what his goal was to get me healthy. Look at your BMI, that's there for a reason, be healthy. I just think the media tells these young girls that either they're too fat or they're not skinny enough whenever they are healthy. Yeah. And it's if you're able to go on a run, okay, you're healthy. If you're able to do certain things normal activities, you're healthy. That's my biggest concern with semaglutide and things like that is people not going through a provider and letting negative social media influence them to tell them oh yeah, it's a weight loss drug and you need it. Yeah. Look how good I look and I take it without prefacing yeah, I take 5 milligrams at 10 units. That's nothing. Yeah. And so, you know, it's just the media does a horrible job at depicting peptides. And so I think that is good where we come in and we just completely readdress that and we'll touch on the things that we're not afraid to touch on the hard stuff and call people out for not using a provider. You have to get them from a provider and you need to be smart about it. Yeah. Because that provider is also caring about you as a patient and as a person, not just I'm going to put them on a peptide to put them on a peptide. Yeah. I think that, you know, closing it with just, you know, safety first is the first foremost thing. Well, thank you so much, Payton, for sharing your story with everyone today. We're going to be doing a lot more of these and sharing people's stories. I think that's really important. Hopefully someone can watch this and relate to your story. Hopefully we empower some young females like yourself. Yeah. And really help them with their mental health, but then their body health as well. Yeah, for sure. And I'm just really excited to be creating Peptide Perspectives and that we're able to collaborate with this together. And I work for such a great team and everybody here is amazing. And so it's just been a blast learning about peptides and being able to hear other stories too. Yeah. So I'm super excited to gain, you know, perspectives from users on this show, but also from providers. And just peptides are taking the world by storm. And I am so pumped to be riding that wave. Yeah. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to be doing a lot more of these. Thanks so much.